Hello, welcome to RetroCore and the Computer Soundbar. Yes, it's time to take a look at a speaker, or a soundbar to be exact. This is the Computer Soundbar SK100 from Nylavee. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now this is currently on sale here in Japan on Amazon for about 7,000 to 8,000 yen, depends. Now for that type of price you can get some pretty good speakers from main brands like Creative Labs. So how does this go up against those? Well, we're going to test that out, but first let's see what we actually get in the box. So, of course, we get the soundbar, which you can see right there in the background. We'll take a closer look up at that in a moment. And we also get this little accessory pack. Now in here, we've got the manual and a 3¼ inch headphone jack to a 3¼ inch headphone jack cable. And that's basically because this device is Bluetooth and analog connection. So taking a look at the actual device, you can see that it has 3 drivers on each side. So we have a mid-range, a bass, and a high end. So at least it does have quite a few drivers in there, but how do they sound? Well, we'll come to that in a moment. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this can connect via Bluetooth and analog inputs. So if you take a look at the back, you can see we have an auxiliary in and a headphone jack, so you can also plug your headphones into this. Now connecting to this device via Bluetooth is quite simple. On the side here we have a volume knob which also acts as the Bluetooth connection device. So the way we do it is we press in the volume knob twice, and you'll see here, well, I made the noise, on the front you can see a flashing light. And what we'll do is we'll go to our digital music player here and we'll connect the Bluetooth, and it's just searching for it. Pairing request, there we go, SK100 has been found. Hopefully you can see that. Pair, and we are now paired up, and if we press play, our audio comes through the actual soundbar. So very easy to set up, no problems there. Very straightforward. Of course, we can control the volume by the device or by the Bluetooth speaker. Now one thing I do like about this Bluetooth speaker volume dial is it does have some notches on it, so you can actually feel the increments as you're turning the volume up and down. So that is quite nice. What isn't quite nice though is that it's made of plastic. I would have liked a metal dial. That would feel a little bit more premium, especially for the price we're paying for this. However, the weight of the soundbar itself is fairly substantial. It's got a nice bit of weight to it, so it's not gonna, fly around on the table or vibrate under heavy bass, if it has any heavy bass, that is. The materials of the actual speaker are fairly typical. We've got some nice solid plastics for the surrounding case, a metal grill at the front, a nice glossy logo area at the front here, and on the sides we have more piano-like gloss. So on the bottom of the device we have 2 rubber feet that will help it stop sliding around on the surface you place it on. Now I must point out that this speaker does not have any built-in battery. It needs to be powered by USB. So if you're going to connect this to a PC, just connect it to one of your USB ports on there. If you're going to connect it to a TV, well, a lot of TVs these days have USB ports on them as well, so you can connect it to one of those. If not, you can always connect it to a power bank. So we need to do an audio quality test. How does this perform? Now to do this, I'm going to connect the device up to my music player here, which is a nice cool Sega Saturn style one. And we're going to connect it up using the analog inputs via the output here on the top. And I'm going to do a fair comparison. I'm going to set the volumes to this soundbar and my Creative Lab speakers, which are over here. slightly out of focus. And we're going to do a comparison of the sound quality between the two. And the reason being is this cost more than the Creative Labs. Sure, the Creative Labs don't have Bluetooth connectivity, but they do have a headphone out and an auxiliary in, just like this. So which is going to be the better sounding device? Let's find out. So to do the test and give you the best possible chance of hearing the difference between the sound quality, I've got the mic set up here. It's in stereo mode, and I'm going to switch between the Creative Labs and the soundbar. Now you're not going to hear exactly what I'm hearing because obviously you're listening to this through your own headphones or your own speakers, so you're not going to hear what I can hear, but hopefully you will be able to hear the difference between the soundbar and the Creative Labs. So let's get the camera set up, the mic in the center, and begin the test. So there we have it, the sound test between this and the Creative Labs just over there. Which one did you think sounds the best? Well, in my opinion, the Creative Labs have way better bass than this does. This is lacking a lot of bass. In fact, I don't think it's got any bass, well, maybe a tiny bit of bass, but it's certainly lacking in bass. And I also found that on some of the more high-driven audio tracks, this distorted, and it wasn't being played at a higher volume than the Creative Labs, because as you could see from the level indicators on the monitor up there, which is now out of frame, the level indicators were pretty much peaking at the same, the same performance, so the same level. So it's definitely not that I was driving this harder than the Creative Labs. So yeah, I think overall the sound quality on this is adequate as long as you don't try and turn up the volume too much. So would I watch movies using this soundbar? Absolutely not. Would I listen to music on it? Well, it depends on the music type. I mean, it does have very good stereo separation. I cannot deny that. The stereo separation on it was pretty good. It does have a nice wide sound. But the lack of bass, even if you're not listening to bassy music, it's still noticeable, to be honest. So, is it better than using built-in speakers on a monitor or TV these days? Yeah, I think so. It depends on the monitor or TV, to be honest, but it could be better than the built-in speakers on a monitor or TV. So I'm going to leave a link in the video description down below if you're interested in buying the Nylavee, I presume that's how it's pronounced, soundbar computer speaker system. Check out the links below. Until next time, guys, keep on gaming, enjoy your games, and have fun. See ya.